Man, getting to sit down and replay an all-time classic, one of your favorite games, for the first time in decades is a rare and wonderful occasion. It's so exciting, it's so exhilarating to remember all the great stuff about a classic game and to know that you're about to get to experience it all over again. But on the other hand, it can also feel pretty terrifying. It's kind of like taking a road trip back home. You're excited for the people you'll see, the places you'll go, the food that you'll get to eat. It has this way of feeling welcoming, but also brand new at the same time. And just like traveling home, it can sometimes be a little scary because the thing about nostalgia is that it's not just memories. It's not just the way that we remember a game. It's also the feelings and emotions tied to those games. Once you start adding in emotions and feelings to things, it gets a whole lot scarier. What if I don't enjoy it anymore? What if I see all the cracks and all the crevices and I get annoyed with little minor stuff that maybe you at 13 didn't feel? The idea of reality not matching our emotions can be really terrifying as a human being. All right, y'all, I'm not gonna bury the lead here. Suikoden II is in fact still my favorite video game of all time. But I know that a few people already have clicked on this video, seen the title, seen the thumbnail, and came here ready to leave an angry comment. But trust me when I say that this was hard for me too. While I will say that the internet has been a net positive, as it allows us to interact with each other in new ways. It's provided us generational access to information. It connects us in ways that people even 30, 40 years ago could have never imagined. However, the internet has stomped out nuance. When you click on a YouTube video, you know it's probably one of two things, either overwhelming praise or hate, because these polls are what people come to see. And frankly, because of how short our attention spans are, I get it. But it must be said that effusive praise does not equal love, constructive criticism does not equal hate. Replaying Suikoden II was the first time in my entire YouTube career so far that I had to come face to face with a realization that was actually pretty tough to reconcile. Being able to sit and critique the things that we love does not mean that we don't love them the same. Once you get over that hump and are able to look at your favorite games with a more critical lens, it actually starts to open up the ways that you can appreciate what it does, warts and all, flaws and all. So in the same way that it's difficult to criticize an old friend or a loved one, criticizing an old game can feel the same way. It feels enriching to do so. It feels like you're deepening your understanding of the game when you are okay with its flaws. Now this might be news to some of y'all, but before I was a YouTuber, I was actually a rapper and a producer for about 15 years, playing shows, releasing albums and all that. And in that time, I was a huge fan of East Coast rappers especially. Like I grew up on artists like Nas, Jay-Z, Common, Big L, 50 Cent, and you know, that one dude we tend to not like to mention. And frankly, there's a lot about 90s rap and 2000s rap that I don't love anymore. You have artists that used a lot of slurs. You have artists that said crazy things, were misogynistic, all that. And when I was 15, 16, 20 something, that felt okay. But now in 2025, as a 38-year-old man, there's a lot that artists say and did that I can no longer jive with. That doesn't mean that there's no value in that art. It just means that the way that I interact with the art has changed. And when you change, but art stays the same, oftentimes that can leave you very conflicted. This happens with all types of art. This happens with movies, TV shows, even the art that hangs on the wall. But it also happens with video games. Viewing your favorite art through a modern lens is challenging, but it's a challenge that I wish more of us would take up and learn to have these conversations without getting upset, getting mad, or being rude or crass as we discuss some of our favorite things that we've ever experienced. Now, I don't know how philosophical I was actually planning on making this video, but it feels a little bit like the love of video games is similar to just our general understanding of love more broadly. Whenever you had your first boyfriend or girlfriend, you have this vision of love that is so unrealistic. You and this person are perfect for each other. There's no one else. You want to spend all your time with them. You want everything from this one person. But as you get older, you realize that love isn't about finding someone that's perfect or that encompasses every single aspect that you need in your life. It's about finding someone that you can appreciate everything about them, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and learning to live and not only live with those things, but to eventually see them as pluses. And I believe that as I played Suikoden II, I kind of went through crisis itself. When I came out the other side and realized that the random encounters, that the last third of the game without Luca kind of meanders a bit, that it's a little melodramatic, all the things as I viewed as like something negative, I eventually came around and realized that these are parts of the thing that I love. So it's okay to acknowledge that they aren't my favorite things anymore, 25 years later. Are there better written things? Are there faster paced games? Are there ways that I believe that a modern version of this game could patch up some of these more problematic and less fun areas? Sure, absolutely. But then it wouldn't be Suikoden II. It wouldn't be this exhilarating war story that has these tonal shifts that somehow work, have these goofy characters next to these very serious characters, that has 108 unique and distinct people involved. It wouldn't have these same characteristics if it also didn't have some of the wrinkles that are involved with playing a 1999 game in 2025. It's coming to the realization that appreciating your favorite art and your favorite media doesn't mean pretending that it's perfect. We're always gonna have rose-tinted glasses for those things that formed us, that really informed us on what great video games and great art can be. That is normal. So is the ever-evolving and ever-morphing relationship that you have with that art. I can imagine if I play Suikoden II 20 years from now, when I'm damn near 60, I'm gonna feel even more different about everything that plays out. So much of the parts of the game that I loved as a kid, some of them I love even more because I have more worldview. The false flag narrative, for instance, the ways that war impacts people, that all hit because I've seen it. I haven't lived it, but I've seen it. And that makes it even more impactful. But some of the goofy shit when you're almost 40 hits a little different than when you're a little giggly 13 or 14-year-old. Seeing the things that we love through a new lens is invigorating. To me, it was terrifying at first, but now I'm so glad that I got to replay Suikoden II and to take it in as the new version of Paul that exists today. I would like to challenge you down in the comments to tell me about your favorite video game and lovingly point out one of its biggest flaws. Does that flaw keep you from loving it? Does that flaw make you dread playing it again. If you see one of your favorite games called out, jump in the comment and tell them you feel it and you actually still love the game too, because that is the beauty of art. While things change, while we grow, our appreciation and our love and our understanding of that art will also grow. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. I will be covering Suikoden II in full with a classic review breakdown, as well as a Luca Blight fight breakdown. You gotta see. As always, appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.